Konnichiwa minasan, welcome back to our channel Nihongo de Mirai. This is Pradeep Sharma, and in this lesson we are going to learn a new particle which is O particle. According to hiragana characters, we will write it wo, but we will pronounce it as O. So now let's move to our next slides and understand that how to use this particle and what is the exact translation of this particle. So guys, we already know that particles are used to show the relationship of things in a sentence. We have already learned few particles like wa particle, which is used to mark the topic, mo particle, which is used to say also. Now we are going to learn object particle or action particle, which is o. We will write it wo, but we will pronounce it o. This is used to show the direct object where objects will be directly affected by a verb. So that's why I'm saying action particle, because whenever we use this particle, there would be some action. So now let me tell you for what kind of verbs we use O particle. There are two types of verbs. First is transitive and second is intransitive. So for transitives, we use O particle, which we will study now. And for intransitive, we will use ga particle, which we will study later. So now we will have focus on O particle. If I start with an English sentence, I eat the apple. Here, apple is an object which is affected by a verb eat. So according to Japanese sentence, it will be marked by O particle. So our sentence pattern will be like this: object plus O. For example, watashi wa ringo o tabemasu. Here, watashi is I. Wa particle is used to mark the subject, where watashi is a subject and wa particle is marking it. I'll drop the link in description because we have already studied this particle. And ringo means apple. Tabemas is to eat. So here tabemas is affecting ringo. That's why we have used here O particle. Now let's move for some other examples so that you can understand it better. We already studied that verb to eat is directly affecting the object apple in the previous sentence. Now let's have a look on few more examples of direct objects. For example, mizu o nomimasu. Here, mizu is directly affecting by nomimasu. Mizu is water and nomimasu is to drink. That's why we have used O particle. Again, gemu o shimasu. Gemu is game, shimasu is to do or to play. So shimasu is directly affecting game. So that's why we have used O. Terebi o mimasu. Terebi is TV, mimasu is to watch, to look, to see. So you can see mimasu is directly affecting terebi. That's why we have used O particle. And you can see that we have omitted watashi wa. So this is fine in Japanese. You can omit the subject. So there is no issue with that. Now let's move to next slide and understand it more better. Guys, if you are still confused that how to use O particle, when to use O particle, then simply ask a question: verb what? For example, if in a sentence the verb is tabemasu, tabemasu means to eat, then you will say eat what, because we don't have any object yet. So to answer this question, we will use direct object, and that should be marked with particle O. And one more thing, we don't have to use this particle just for like eating or drinking. We can use this particle for any kind of action, and that should be a transitive. For example, if we are writing a name also, then also we will use o particle. For example, namae o kakimasu. Here kakimasu means to write and namae is name. So here namae is being affected by kakimasu. So that's why we have used o particle. So the simple use of this particle is whenever an action is going on, then we will use o particle just to mark that object which is being affected by that action. So now let's move to some exercises so that we can understand it much better. So our first exercise is Asa Gohan dash pan this, and our options are va particle and o particle. We have already studied this particle and now we are studying this one. So our translation is breakfast is bread. So you can see there is no action in this sentence. So this is basically our simple sentence, which is subject plus va particle plus noun plus this. This is our pattern for a simple sentence which we have already studied. I'll drop the link in description. So that's why our answer would be va, because there is no action in this sentence. If there would be some action, then we will use o particle. So this is our first exercise and our answer would be va, because here we are simply talking about a subject, that what is the breakfast in the morning. So that's what it means, like it is telling that in the breakfast we will have bread. Now let's move to some more exercises so that you can do it easily. Our next exercise is Ashita va dash shimasu, and it is saying I will study Japanese tomorrow. So here our options are Nihongo o benkyo and Nihongo no benkyo no. So no particle is used to show the possession or ownership. We have already studied this particle. I will drop the link in description. And benkyo shimasu means to study. So if we will use the second answer, then it will say I will study Japanese study, which is incorrect, because here again we are using no particle, so which is incorrect. We cannot use no particle just to show the action. And if we use first sentence, then it will say Nihongo o benkyo shimasu, which means I will study tomorrow. So there is an action particle which is o particle. So our answer would be Nihongo o benkyo. And again, my asa banana dash tabemasu. Here again it is saying that I eat bananas every day, which means bananas are being affected by tabemasu, which is an action. So let's look at the options and choose the correct answer. We have no particle, which is used for possession. Ni particle we have not done it yet, but this is used for direction or time or existence. So it cannot be an answer, and it also cannot be an answer because this is a possessive particle. O is a action or object particle, and they is used for medium or place action. So our correct answer would be O particle, which is an action particle. Here we have few more exercises, and first is Nihongo dash yomimasu ka. Yomimasu is to read, and Nihongo is, we all know, Japanese. Options are no hon o and o hon, and the translation is do you read Japanese books. It is asking us that do we read Japanese books, which means we are talking about an ownership between Japanese and books. And we can see the options. We have used an ownership particle, which is a possessive particle, no particle. So according to this, our answer would be no hon o yomimasu ka, which means do you read Japanese books? If I will say Nihongo o hon yomimasu ka, that would be wrong because there is no meaning of this sentence. The translation would be wrong. We will not get the correct translation, so that's why we will use first option, which is Nihongo no hon o yomimasu ka. And our final exercise is Ashita eiga dash imasu. And option translation is I will watch a movie tomorrow. So here we can see movie is being affected by watch. Again, eiga is movie, which is an object, and mimas is to watch, to see, to look. So mimas is affecting eiga, and our options are wa, which is the subject marker, so we cannot use this. Ni, we cannot use this because this is a direction or time particle. O, an action particle, we can use this, and no is a possessive particle, so we can also use, we can not use this also. So our correct answer would be O particle, which is an action particle, or we can say object marker particle. So guys, this was the O particle. In our next video we will study ga particle, which is used for intransitive verbs, so you will be able to find the difference between O particle and ga particle. I hope you guys have understood this particle. If you guys have any doubts, then you can drop your doubts in comment box, and please do like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe the channel for upcoming lessons. Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimasu. And don't forget to use this principle, which is 30 to 45 minutes principle daily. If you will use this particular principle, it means if you will study up to 30 to 45 minutes without any interruption, then no one can beat you. So please focus on this principle and have a good journey with us. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimashita. Otsugare sama deshita.